Check 1, 2. Hey, can everybody see me? Am I here now? What a mess. Let me know if you can see me or hear me. Don't want to see all that. Clear. Anybody here? I see a lot of folks in the chat. Hopefully we're back. Can you see me? Hey, that's what I get. I put in new lights in the studio and the internet broke. Ah, beautiful. Sorry about that. Right as we went live. I saw two people here and I was like, something's wrong. Two people. All right. Let us have some fun. Shouldn't have had that extra bowl of chili. All right, let's do this. Let's pretend like we know what's going on. Got some news at the top. Got a question of the night. And we'll get cracking. Hello, Mindy, Madison, Pete, Marlessa, Alan, Alfred, Gina, Pete, Anthony, Laurie, Hope. I know, is the light good? Is my new light? I'm just kidding. I got another one coming. It doesn't here yet. Here we go. What's today's date? The 18th. Hey, we're going to talk about Caribbean Beach. Justin. Let's make sure this is right. It's on a USB. Okay, here we go. Happy Sunday night, everybody. Welcome to yet another Be Our Guest Podcast live call-in show. This is Mike Rallman, host of the Be Our Guest Podcast and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. It's always fun to kind of rejuvenate with friends and family, maybe get out and spend some time. This weekend, I got to watch my daughter cheerlead. She cheerleads for the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade Junior Vikings football team, which is our high school program. Kids start playing football here in 3rd grade. There's a team 3rd grade all the way up through high school. And so she's in 7th grade. They cheer for 6th, 7th, and 8th. So got to get out and watch her cheer, which was a lot of fun. Saturday night, got to see Bama just take care of the dogs on the SEC on CBS. And of course, now maybe you've seen this, maybe you haven't. I got to start off the show with this because it's kind of a humble brag. It's kind of cool. So a few weeks ago, my beloved Mizzou Tigers, of course, they're members of the Southeastern Conference, the SEC. And on the SEC Network, which is the channel that has all of our SEC events, they're running a promotion called Show Your Saturday. Since a lot of folks can't go to the football games. Like we don't have our season tickets this year. We did get to go watch the LSU game, but a lot of folks aren't getting to go see the games in person. So they're running a promotion as to, what are you doing on Saturdays? How are you getting behind your team from home? So I got together and sent in a picture of myself and Superdog Riley, who is our live in studio audience right now. This is taped in front of a live studio audience. Now, she's asleep over there. She's not real excited for the show tonight, but I mean, we went on a long walk. So Riley and I, we've made it. We've had our big break, people. We are in a commercial on the SEC network. So if you see this commercial where it talks about how things are a little bit different during the pandemic, and you see a lot of like home shots, you will see this ugly mug and that beautiful dog. We're both in our number 7 Mizzou jerseys, gold jerseys, saying Mizzou is number 1 right there from our living room. So, she has already gotten an agent. She is not eating the normal dog food anymore. She would like Chick-fil-A all the time. It's been rough around here since the commercial debuted on Saturday. So big old head dog, a big old head golden doodle, but we're making do. So if you see it, let me know. A lot of folks texted me over the past couple of days like, hey, I think I just saw you on the SEC network. Yeah, that was Riley. And I'm just her handler. All right, let's get into the Disney news of the week. Then I have a question for all the calls tonight at 407-413-9395 in just a second. But here, let's hit the news from the Mouse for Less. All this is, of course, written by Ricky, who you'll hear about or hear from tomorrow as we record live for the Wednesday and Friday shows. First news, a little bit sad. If you are a foodie, But I don't have, well, let me get to the story, then we'll talk about it. It says Wolfgang Puck Express, found in the marketplace section of Disney Springs, has officially closed. The restaurant officially closed its doors to the public on October 1st after reopening this past summer when Disney Springs reopened from its COVID-19 closure. Wolfgang Puck Express was a unique hybrid counter service location which specialized in soups, sandwiches, pizzas, and more. Guests who would like to still dine at a Wolfgang Puck restaurant can do so at Wolfgang Puck Bar and Grill, which opened semi-recently, serves dishes with Mediterranean influences, innovative takes on comfort food classics, and laid-back California cuisine. So Wolfgang Puck Express over in the marketplace at Disney Springs, no longer an offering. So here's my question on that one. We had this discussion over on the Discord earlier this week. I think it was the Patreon Discord where we had this conversation. A lot of folks really are going to miss Wolfgang Puck Express. I'll say that I've only eaten there one time, and it was so long ago that when I ate there, it was called Downtown Disney. We met Pam Forrester and Steve and Hannah there for dinner one night. We had pizza and it was good. I mean, it was good, but the problem for me is nothing made Wolfgang Puck Express stand out that really ever drew me back. You know what I'm saying? Like at Disney Springs now, it is such a competitive market. I know it's kind of that hybrid counter service that's almost like a table service. I get that. But you can go so many places and have such good meals that I think you really have to have a gimmick or really, really good food. And a lot of people did say that Wolfgang Puck Express had outstanding food. And I've heard the value there from a lot of listeners was very, very good. So let us know what you think. Did you enjoy Wolfgang Puck Express? Put it in the chat here. Let's get some quick comments. Then you can call in for the question of the night, which is going to relate to this. Laurie says she's never had Wolfgang Puck Express the whole time. Alan says he's going to miss the cornflake encrusted French toast. Holy smokes. If I'd have known there was something called cornflake encrusted French toast, Mr. Puck, Mr. Wolfgang, I'd have been there, but I didn't. So Wolfgang Puck Express, no longer there. The biggest news of the week, at least for me and for a lot of us. Who wants to go to Walt Disney World for the 50th anniversary? That's right. You can do that now. Earlier this week, I believe it was Thursday morning, Walt Disney World with no fanfare and no warning to our travel agent friends said, we're going to release the rest of 2021 for bookings. You can book room onlys. You can book packages for September 27th through the end of 2021, which of course covers the 50th anniversary on October 1st of Walt Disney World. So here's what Ricky wrote. She says, it's the day we've been waiting for, at least the day I've been waiting for, since I'm sure a fair few of you are also looking forward to today. Late 2021 Walt Disney World vacation packages and tickets are now available to be booked. Dates include September 27th through December 31st, 2021. Currently, the Walt Disney World Resort is still going through a phased reopening, so not all resort hotels are going to be available for guests to book currently. The situation will continue to be evaluated and more hotels will reopen when the time is right to do so. Also, keep in mind that booking a room or ticket package does not guarantee a theme park reservation, and guests will need to make their park reservations for dates in 2021. It is strongly recommended that you book your park reservations immediately after linking your 2021 vacation package in My Disney Experience. In addition, as a heads up, the Disney dining plans remain unavailable to be purchased at this time. And of course, if you would like to travel to Walt Disney World for the 50th, please do reach out to me at the Magic for Less Travel. Costs you nothing extra. I'll take good care of you. I've been doing that since Thursday morning. I appreciate so many of the folks right here in the chat are working with me. And as a small business and trying to survive in this environment with my family, I appreciate you guys more than you know, especially our patrons too, keeping the show on the air. So if you want to book this, let me know. Just shoot me an email, mike@beourguestpodcast.com or mike.rallman@themagicforless.com, and we'll take good care of you. So real quick, a hack on that, because I saw some people on Twitter and I was sending direct messages to a few people, actually even some other travel agents, because they didn't know how to do this. And I know this will affect maybe one or two of you. So I heard a lot of people say, I have an annual pass and I'm going to renew. So say your annual pass expires in April, right? And you want to go down for the 50th. So you book a room only. Well, the problem is, in order to make your theme park reservations right now, you have to have a room reservation and a ticket that's valid on that date you want to make the theme park reservation, right? So here's how you get around that if you're an annual pass holder who will have a pass that's expired, but it's not expired yet. What you do for right now is you book a hotel package as a package. You book it with your hotel and tickets, Magic Your Way tickets. So if you're going down for 5 nights, book 5 days worth of tickets, right? Okay, follow me here. I'm just trying to help you out so you can do the right thing. So what you do is you book it as a package with those 5-day tickets. Then you can immediately link this to your My Disney Experience account. You can make your theme park reservations for, say, September 30th through October 3rd, 4th, whatever it is, hypothetically. Then when and if, so say you don't renew your annual pass, you're still set. You have tickets, you have a room, you're set. If for some reason you can't get an annual pass. However, if you do renew your annual pass, say in April or May, and you no longer need those Magic Your Way tickets, you can pull those tickets back down and just have a basic package, which is just your room. So you're not out anything, but it does allow you to make those theme park reservations ASAP, which I'm sure for some of you, that's probably something you want to do right now and not say in, I don't know, April. You probably want to do it earlier. I'm just saying, we're a lot of big planners here, right? And I just want to give you the heads up from doing this a few times. I just want to give everybody, put you in the right spot. So if you need help with that, just let me know. I can take care of that for you, and we'll take care of that as the year unfolds. Finally, the last bit of news before we open the phone lines tonight. The Taste of Epcot Food and Wine Festival gets an end date. This started in July, right? Food and Wine started in July. We know when it's going to end. Here's what Ricky says. When Disney originally announced that the 2020 Taste of Epcot Food and Wine Festival would kick off on July 15th, they never did share an end date. They simply stated that the festival would end in November in an open-ended and ambiguous way. We now know that the Taste of Epcot Food and Wine Festival will be ending on November 22nd. November 22, guys. You got to get there before that. During this pared back festival, guests still have the opportunity to purchase sips and snacks at the various marketplace kiosks found around World Showcase and Future World. In addition, they can participate in the Remy's Ratatouille Hide and Squeak scavenger hunt. Psych, not the ride, but you can do the scavenger hunt. Finally, you can enjoy live music and purchased theme merchandise. Immediately following this festival will be Epcot's Festival of the Holidays, which kicks off on my birthday, November 27th. Put that on the calendar. All right, so that's our news. We got the Epcot Food and Wine Festival ending on the 22nd of November. So we still have about a good 5 weeks to get down for that. Then immediately you got a little 5-day shuffle. Then we have Mike's birthday kicking off the Festival of the Holidays. All right, so the question of the night. Hang on, caller. We're going to get to you in just a second. So the question of the night at 407-413-9395, 407-413-9395. I've been thinking about this one a little bit this afternoon as I was watching football. With Wolfgang Puck Express closing at Disney Springs, is there a restaurant that has closed from back in the day that you wish you could bring back? A restaurant at Walt Disney World that you enjoy that is no longer available to dine. If you could bring back any restaurant to go have an experience and have a meal, what would you bring back? And the thing is, I can't remember. I was thinking about this. I do have an answer, but I can't think of a whole lot of restaurants that have gone away over the years, and especially restaurants that have gone away that I would, what they say, like on when you debate somebody, that's like the hill you'll die on. There's really no restaurant that I would go to bat for that hard. Like I'd say, oh my God, you're crazy if you don't want to have one more meal at this place. Now there's attractions that I would love to do that. Illuminations, I'd love to do that for that experience. If I could do that just one more time. I never got to go on Horizons. That would be awesome. What about restaurants? Is there a restaurant that has closed over the years that you would like to go back to? So 407-413-9395. Give us a call. We could talk anything in the news, anything you would like to talk about at all. We could talk about what the crowds are like at Walt Disney World right now. We have folks there right now. I think Laurie's still there at Caribbean Beach. Justin's at Caribbean Beach. We just have a lot of folks that have traveled very recently. Tomorrow's podcast, for the Monday podcast, and for those people listening on the feed here on Thursday, you're going to get, you've already heard this show, but you will hear a family of 7 who went down during the pandemic. It's pretty interesting. All right, we have our first caller of the night. Thanks for calling. Who's joining us?
Hi, this is the Johnsons. We're calling from Bentonville, Arkansas.
Hey, down in Bentonville. That's as I recall, that's the west side of the state, right over by Fayetteville, maybe.
Um, yes, yeah, it's the Johnsons. I have my kids here with me. Yeah,
Hi.
so we're from home of Walmart. That's
Okay.
what our town is known for.
Wait, you know what? I got to give you a shout. I don't know if you're college football fans, but those Arkansas Razorbacks, man, tough this year. You guys are bouncing back.
Well, we're not originally from here. We are OU Sooner fans.
Oh, sorry. I can only say
That's
that this
okay.
year. Yeah, no worries. Okay, so what's going on?
Well, so we are headed down to the world the week of Thanksgiving. And we have made we're staying at Polynesian, we're DVC members, and we have made reservations for breakfast at Olivia's. And we are just not really sure about the best route of transportation that early in the morning. I think our reservations are at 8:40 that morning on a Thursday. Or no, I'm sorry, on a Tuesday.
So you want to get from the Polynesian to Olivia's early in the morning. Wow. Okay, let me think.
Yes.
That's a tricky one. Because
I know.
because of how the park hours are now. So without having to go
Right.
I mean, honestly, I would say to take a cab or an Uber, but I don't know how you feel about that. Do you not want to do that because of the family?
Yeah, I'm not sure how we feel about that. We might be okay. We kind of like we've heard you talk about, we've been very in our house for the last several months and not I don't know how we would feel about that. I've racked my brain trying to come up with a good transportation plan for that morning. Yeah. And I was like, I can't do it. I need help.
That is tricky because, this is what the minivans were made for. If they were still around, that'd be this is just perfect option. The thing is with it being that, what I would say is you got to go to the park that's open the earliest and transfer from that park but see, Disney Springs won't even be open that early. So you can't transfer at Disney Springs.
Right.
Man.
Disney Springs was my first gut, because we've done that several times for different meals at different resorts. So yeah, I don't know. I'm sure we will figure it out. And if we have to Uber, we will. From what you've told us over the past few months, Olivia's is completely worth it.
Oh, so good. It's my favorite restaurant at Walt Disney World. Now, the reason I like it, and the thing is, I pump it up pretty hard here on the show, but the thing is, I'm a simple kind of guy and I don't need super fancy foods. Like I'm not, Pam Forrester, she loves her California grill and her flying fish, right? Olivia's is very much kind of reminds me of like a cross between eating in an open air, like island. I picture like a restaurant would be like in Jamaica if it was real fancy, not fancy, but just very comfortable, but also kind of like my grandma bringing out comfort food. It's like buttermilk chicken and mashed potatoes. So that's my jam. So as long as your expectations aren't too high, it's a good meal in a super comfortable environment and the resort's beautiful, but it's not like we're talking Cat Cuzinas in the chat. It's not that, it's not that fancy, but it's good.
Okay. Yeah, no, we're not incredibly picky eaters. We're pretty open to anything and good eaters. So yeah. All right. We have one other question because we are staying at Polynesian. Been there many times. Little concerned about the construction with the monorail, and the Grand Ceremonial House. Like we love some Captain Cooks in the morning, and I'm assuming all of those things are still open. Maybe.
What I've heard, Captain Cook's is going to be open. Kona's going to be open. Those are your two options. And I think the stores are going to be open. Now, I would imagine at some point they're going to have to, if they're going to, I can't imagine they're going to gut the Grand Ceremonial House and at some point not take those things down. But right now, I haven't heard they're closing. But I'm sure as they progress, they're probably going to bring, I would imagine, probably the best plan is that they would bring something like, get everything else done, then bring back Ohana possibly, then close Kona so that you at least have a sit-down restaurant going on. And Captain Cook's will probably go to like a mobile, like they did at Caribbean Beach there for a while when they didn't have the food court. They just had like mobile stations around the resort, which wasn't ideal, but I think you're good for right now. Yeah, I think you're good, but they're going to work around it.
Well, we're still devastated. Ohana is traditionally our first morning breakfast. Like we come in, get up the first morning, have Ohana, and then hit a park. So we're a little sad that we won't get our Ohana experience, but
Ohana's
It'll be okay.
that breakfast is a great breakfast at Ohana. I do miss that.
It's what we did the very first trip to the world, and so it's become our tradition. So we'll set a new tradition in 2020. We're setting lots of new traditions in 2020.
That's right. I know. I'm teaching with my wife behind my fake wall. That's our new tradition. Like, I'm like, tell the kids to turn their cameras back on. You've told them 17 times. Just hang up on them. Like, it's like we're living in the Twilight Zone.
Well, yeah, former kindergarten teacher. I resigned so I could do virtual with my own children.
Yeah.
So we are just all sorts about the new stuff this year.
let me just tell you. So everybody in the chat is saying to take Uber. That's really going to be your best bet if you're comfortable. And Wade is very smart. He travels for business all the time. Uber has an option called Uber XL. And they are larger vehicles, like big, like Escalades and the Suburbans, the Expeditions.
Okay.
So that way your crew has some
great.
space.
Yeah, we're a family of 5, so we got stuck in a teeny tiny little Uber in New York City. We don't want to have that happen again. So that's a good idea.
No, that's awesome. And I appreciate you guys listening and calling in tonight. That really makes my night to hear from you guys down in Arkansas.
Absolutely. We listen every time there's a new show. These kiddos love to listen to you in the car.
Okay,
so thank you for helping us, guys.
What are the kids' names? I want to give them a shout out so they can hear it on Thursday.
I have Rylan and Nora and Caden.
Hey, Rylan and Nora and Caden, thanks for listening. And listen, you better do a good job in school. I know it's virtual, but it's still serious. And if God bless you for being God bless you for being a kindergarten teacher, because I taught 6th grade and I saw the kindergartners and when I saw them coming in the hall, I'm like, nobody can teach those kids, man. They can't even walk in a line. No. So good job.
Well, I certainly miss my kindergartners, and I'm not sure these 3 ever really wanted their mama to become their teacher, but we're getting through it together.
Yep. My daughter Paige had both Pam and I for 6th grade at some point because we had departmentalized. So yeah, she didn't enjoy that, I don't think either. So
yeah, it virtual looks a little different when your mom is an actual teacher. So.
That's true. That's true. Hey, thanks for calling in. You guys stay safe. Okay, have a great trip. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.
All right, 407-413-9395, 407-413-9395. That's right, the Be Our Guest podcast, #1 with kindergarten teachers. And I'm telling you, I seriously said this when I taught 6th grade, and I taught 6th grade for 17 years. Kindergarten, and this is no kidding, kindergarten teachers should be paid a lot more than the rest of the teachers in an elementary school. I'm telling you, I would see the kindergartners coming down the hall, and I would tell myself, oh, go the other way because they're crazy. Nobody can teach those kids. So it was a good time. All right, we have Alfred on the line. Alfred, happy Sunday night, buddy. What's going on?
Hey, happy Sunday. How are you?
I'm great. Actually, I just had a couple bowls of chili. It's raining and 45 out here. So that chili tasted even better with this kind of weather.
Yeah, right. Tonight's chilly here too. Today was a beautiful day though.
Yes, it was like that here too. It just turned in the last couple hours.
Yep, exactly. So, let's see. I am going to name a place that's for your question.
Yes.
But it's not at Disney World.
Okay.
It's actually in Disneyland at California Adventure.
Ooh, what is it?
And the restaurant was the Soap Opera Bistro.
See, I've never heard of that. The Soap Opera Bistro. Tell me about it.
Okay. It was based on the ABC soaps, and the food wasn't the best, but the atmosphere was great. Okay. So, like each room was set up for like each of the soaps.
We're like all the servers cheating on each other and like sleeping with other servers.
Yeah,
right.
Like,
somebody was getting stabbed in the back. Somebody else was poisoning somebody's like
pretty much.
Yeah. I don't want to eat at that place.
Not that extreme, of course, but they would dress the way you would expect. It was really fun.
Oh, that does sound fun.
And I got to eat there once, and then they closed.
Yeah, I'd never heard of that. I'm gonna be Googling that as soon as the show's over.
Mm-hmm. So it was good. So, but other than that, Disney World, I can't think of anything either. I'm like,
I couldn't either, but
there's nothing.
So here's mine that I thought of, and people dogged on this restaurant. I mean, people hated this restaurant, but I ate there twice, and I had good meals both times. I didn't pick it either. It was my good buddy Adam, who lives down in Alabama. It was his place. He loved this place. It was Shutters over at Caribbean Beach. Remember Shutters? It was their table service restaurant before the remodel.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I ate there.
I did too. And the food was good both times. I think I had pasta one time.
Yeah.
And I think I had a steak one time. And it wasn't special.
I had breakfast there.
Yeah. I mean, but it was all right. Like, people hated on that place. Like, if you mentioned it, like, oh, you like, I was scared to say it. But yeah, it wasn't so bad.
Yeah, no, the breakfast was actually delicious.
Yeah.
Now that you say that.
Well, the same thing. I can't remember a lot of restaurants that have closed. You have a lot of attractions, parades, all that. I can't think of many restaurants that have gone away. Cat Cuisina that became Flying Fish.
Yes, that was very good. Yeah.
Or what about that other place? Was it Disney Springs? Was it called Captain Jack's? Something like that.
I don't know.
Yeah, that'd have been like the early 2000s, maybe. Chad will have to help me out on that one. It was the lowest. It was always the lowest rated restaurant at Walt Disney World, according to the unofficial guide. Yeah.
Well, that's why it got closed.
That's exactly. Oh, Justin just said Alfredo's at Italy at Epcot.
Oh, yes. In Italy.
Yeah, I ate there. I ate there on my first anniversary dinner. Pam was pregnant with Mallory, and she couldn't have this some kind of. I guess you can't have Caesar salad or something when you're pregnant. I didn't know that, but we had our first anniversary dinner at Alfredo's, and I had so much fettuccine that night I almost died. Yeah, I wasn't pregnant, but I was eating for two as well. So yeah.
The place that at one point I was wishing they would close was Nine Dragons because it had gotten so horrible.
But
I have to say, a year and a half ago, it actually had gotten better.
You know what? I'll tell you when it tasted really good. I had Nine Dragons one year on New Year's Eve because it was so packed at Epcot that it was the only place I could get food within like 2 hours, and I was so hungry. Yeah. I'm telling you what.
That's why you got a plan.
Dude, I would have eaten the plate at that point. I was so hungry. So that food tasted so good because it was the only place I could get food. Yeah, it was so good.
Well, that's why I always make sure New Year's Eve every meal is planned out first.
Oh yeah, you need to have New Year's Eve at Epcot, have a table service at around 4 or 5 o'clock, and then you're golden the rest of the night. Yep.
Yeah. Well, here's what I do. I do breakfast there. I do lunch there, and then I do a little bit later dinner, like 7-ish, between 6 and 7, because then I'm good for the rest of the night.
Yeah, that's true. I would get a snack. I'd eat like a 4 or 5 and then try to grab some kind of snack.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was, and here's the thing too. We could talk about this on the next call. Whoever's calling. I saw the park hours have been, released through the beginning of January, and Epcot closes at 8. Magic Kingdom at 7 on New Year's Eve.
No.
Yeah.
New Year's Eve.
Yeah, they're not doing anything New Year's Eve at Epcot this year.
That's not right.
Yep, 8 o'clock. It says 7 o'clock for the Magic Kingdom.
Oh my God.
We'll see. I mean, they could change it. They could add it, but
they said they were extending the time.
Well, I mean, we got time.
Next month.
They put the hours out into early January, and that was what it said. It said 8 o'clock for Epcot, 7 for the Magic Kingdom on the 31st. But there's time. There's time. I mean, I can't imagine that they're not going to have some kind of. Now, it's not going to be crazy. It's not going to be Club Epcot, but I can't believe they're not going to do something.
Yeah. That's what makes the whole night.
Oh, for real. I know, but it's also the crowds. They got to be careful. But I mean, you cap how many people are in there. So once you hit the capacity, then just do what you got to do.
Right.
I agree.
What's surprising is I noticed on the park list, the calendar, that night, the 31st, every park is still available.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I could see that. I mean,
meanwhile, the nights before it, the 28th and the 29th and 30th, are the nights that there's only some available. I'm confused.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see. Yeah, and Christopher just said in the chat, and he's right. Epcot at New Year's Eve trying to police mask policies would be a nightmare with people drinking. Yeah,
that's true.
Except, I mean, seriously, that place is what that.
But
I
I'll be
mean,
very disappointed.
it's a very safe, like New Year's Eve environment, but I mean, it's a nut house. It's chaos in that place on New Year's Eve. So you probably don't want.
Yeah, I see it, but
let's have that discussion.
I'm
Though.
not
Ask
happy about
everybody
it.
else too. Yeah, me too. That's where I always go. That's my place. It's either there or my living room. That's two places I go.
Are you going to be there this year?
I don't know because I'm going down in early December, so I don't know if the economy can handle me going twice. So we'll see. And I'm going. I'm going in January for the marathon weekend too to run. Just to run around.
I was thinking of going early December and meeting up with you guys, but then I'm like, okay, wait a minute here. Then I have to come back. I have to quarantine for 2 weeks.
Oof.
And then you got Christmas. I said, it's too much.
Yep. You're right. Because we do Christmas with the family. So, yeah, I'm going to come back, and that'll give me at least 2 weeks until Christmas, like you said, when we get back in the 7th, and then we can do Christmas, and then I'll go down for January, second week.
Yeah. So I forgot to mention something during my trip report.
What's up?
You might not be happy with me when I say this, but I have to say it anyway.
Okay.
One of the places I dined at while I was there was Polite Pig.
I love Polite Pig. Oof.
Oh my God, it was unbelievable.
Oh, it's so good. Except right now I'm so full from my second bowl of chili, but it still sounds good. Oh, so good.
Yeah, I could not believe that restaurant. I was like, and of course, I look at the menu and I have to get like one of everything almost.
Oh my, you're killing
I walked
yourself.
out of there not being able to move.
I'm saying that just hurt when you said that. That just hurt me. Like I got a cramp just thinking about that. Oh.
What was it that the appetizers were what, 3 for $15? I think it was.
That's a good deal.
So I got 3 of them.
Oh yeah.
I said, that's a great deal. Now I have to remember what they were. Oh, one was the barbecue cauliflower. Okay. That was so freaking good. I'm like, I gotta try that here.
Never had it.
No, try it.
I will.
It was good. You would never think you were eating a vegetable. So it was so good.
Yeah. The thing is too, it's got the Flame Tree barbecue thing going on. You can't walk through Disney Springs without smelling it, and you're just drawn in. You're just like, oh, you're done.
Yeah. And then I had chicken as my main meal.
That's what I had.
And I'm like, oh,
so good.
Yeah, it was delicious. And I'm like, it came with something. I can't remember now. Oh, it came with a side. That's what it was. I actually got 4 things. So
I had barbecue baked beans, like with burnt ends or something in them.
I did not have that, and I was thinking about that, but there was something else, and I can't think of what it was.
And I think we even had Pam and my wife and I had fried okra because we didn't even know what that tasted like, and it was just kind of weird, but it tasted good because it was fried.
Yeah.
We didn't know about
it. Yeah, of course. What doesn't
exactly
taste good fried?
I'm saying. I don't know what okra was, but the fried part was good.
So I have another question for you.
Okay.
You mentioned about the park you're not being able to renew an annual pass and getting tickets.
Right.
Here's the problem. I already booked the room with you.
Right. We'd cancel that and book the new one as a package.
Okay. But then how does that work? Am I paying for the tickets? Or am I not?
No, because the deposit on the package is only $200. You would pay for the tickets when you made final payment if you still needed them.
Oh, got it.
Yep. Okay. And actually, a lot of times, depending on the night, it's cheaper to do the package on the deposit because the deposit's $200 for a package no matter what, even if it's a $10,000 booking. We're on a room only. It's the first night. So say you're staying at a deluxe, your deposit's usually like $500 or $600.
Okay.
Just a thought.
Well, now I got to think about it because we did my reservation for the room.
Right.
I got lucky.
You were one of
that
the
was
only
when
ones.
They shut down.
Right. That was the crazy morning.
So what do you think? Well, I'm talking to DVC about it.
Yes.
So then I'll know if I can get a renewal that way.
Yeah, ask them about that, then let me know, and then we'll figure it out.
Okay. The other thing is, I have one more thing.
Okay.
what are the rates going for at like the Polynesian? Are they astronomical for the 50th?
I mean, I haven't looked. They're no, it's your fall rate, which is, I'm guessing it would start at about 600 a night for a standard view, maybe 700 ish.
Ouch.
Yeah. That's about what it
Yeah, that
typically
hurts.
is. Yeah. It's not cheap.
Yeah. No. It would be worth it if I had someone going with me.
Right.
And
if you could
then you
it.
split the cost.
Right. Totally.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well,
But
I got to roll out for because I got 4 waiting here on the hold. Okay. We'll talk to you next Sunday night. Yeah. So I got to go.
Sounds good.
All right. See you later.
All
buddy.
right.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Let's get to our next caller. Thanks for hanging on. Hey, who's joining us?
Oh, God, I didn't think I'd be getting in. This is Tanner from South Carolina. Do you hear me?
Hey, Tanner. I hear you fine. Thanks for calling in. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I feel like I'm on a famous TV show. I've been listening to the podcast for a few months now. I've been just looking to get my Disney itch settled.
Like it. Now, I got to ask you, you a Gamecocks fan or a Clemson fan or you football fan at all? Got to get the stuff in there.
I am originally from New York, so I do not really follow the sports around here.
Okay. All right.
But,
I'll take it.
At work, I'm in the middle of warring battlefields, it feels like.
Well, I mean, this week, both teams won, so you're in good shape either way. So
yeah.
What's going on? What do you want to talk about?
Oh, where to start? My brain's been melting over here. It's been a long day. I just wanted to start with talking about the 50th anniversary.
Sure.
Me and my girlfriend, we went last year, loved it. So we didn't even realize the 50th was this next year coming up. But, we're both in college. Like, I'm going to be going into my senior year. And she actually, I believe, is supposed to be starting med school.
Oh, wow.
Next year. Yeah. But just because, it's hard for us to get out of school and all that, I don't know how anniversaries normally go. But how long do those events kind of like run for? Is that just like week of, month of?
Well, I would imagine, if I had to guess, they're going to have a marketing campaign that's going to start around the middle of September. And I bet you, if I had this, I have no inside information on this, but I would guess the official campaign, the celebration is going to run anywhere from 12 to 18 months. You're going to have a long time to go down and celebrate the 50th anniversary. However, I think a lot of, the people that listen to this show are the big, big, big Disney fans, right? And so I think a lot of people want to be there on October 1st. So I think that's what everybody's looking at. Now, I was there on the 40th anniversary of Walt Disney World so I guess that would have been 2011, October 1st. And it was utter chaos in the Magic Kingdom that day. It was a nut house. I've never seen the Magic Kingdom so crazy because they had a big ceremony in front of the castle and all kinds of stuff. And I was glad to be there. They gave away buttons and all kinds of, special fireworks and stuff that night. But I can't even imagine what the 50th is going to be like on October 1st. I mean, it is for the serious Disney fan. But
yeah,
but if you want to go down and celebrate, you'll have at least a year, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Because we went down to the Orlando area, went to the theme parks in the area last Christmas. We're going again this year. We're bringing a couple friends. And you were already looking to plan next year's trip. So,
yeah, you don't have to really worry about anything unless you're looking to go, say, from if you're going to be there over October 1st, you want to book that now. But say you're looking for next November, next Christmas, you got time. It's just that the whole thing that's screwing everything up, and this is with the theme park reservations, since you have to have a theme park reservation to go to the park, it's important to get that reservation now so that you can book. If you want to be in the Magic Kingdom on October 1st, you have to book it now, get a ticket now so you can make that reservation. And eventually those are going to run out. But yeah, if you're going any other time, you're probably fine. And so you're going down this Christmas time, this December?
Yes, we're going the 9th through the 19th.
Oh, it's a great time to go.
Yeah, no, because again, we went last year. We absolutely loved it.
Yeah. The weather's nice, and this year you won't have the Pop Warner kids there because that's canceled. So yeah, that's even better.
Yeah, always looking at the pluses.
Oh, definitely.
Yep, I know because we started thinking about doing this December trip back when the theme parks reopened. So we were like, man, we're gonna get those low waits. we've been seeing them go up. So
I know.
Missed out on that.
I know. I was lucky. I went down the first week of August and it was still a ghost town. And the thing was, that's what enticed me, because when they opened up in July, mid-July, I said, oh my God, Mallory, we got to get in on this. Like, we have to, there's nobody there. We can ride anything. And we did. For 5 days, we rode. Nobody was there. But the thing is, social media, right? Like, everybody saw it and everybody's like, I got to get some of that. Yeah. So when everybody sees it, it just kind of goes away slowly. But yeah, it's been a little busier, but it's still better than a normal day.
Yeah. Even with the wait times coming back, though, just listening to your guys' podcast and how you've looked at it, this is a historical time in Walt Disney World history. So I can't wait to be down there for it.
I mean, what else are you going to get to wear? You know, your good old tie-dye Mickey Mouse mask in Disney history, which I'm holding up here on the live show. Yeah, it's a weird time. It's so weird. You see restaurants that have been open forever. They're not open right now. Some hotels aren't open. No fast pass, but it takes you back in time. You know, like I said on the show a few times, it's kind of cool to not have fast passes. And like, we did everything in Adventureland. We did Pirates, Jungle Cruise, Tiki Birds, the Treehouse. And then, then we just went on to Frontierland, Splash, Big Thunder. And we didn't keep zigzagging because we had to keep to a schedule. We just went around and rode rides, and it was actually a lot of fun. So I liked it.
Yeah, I know I'll have a blast, especially going with friends. All right, I'll get off the line so you can get to your next caller, but it was great coming in. And I know I'm doing myself a disservice because I'm still going to listen to this on Thursday, but
you know what? Here's what I say. You don't have to listen on Thursday, but you got to at least download to help our numbers. No, just kidding. I appreciate it.
So I'll just skip my section.
There you go. That's it. Be a superstar. That's right. Because I was saying at the top of the show, I have that. I'm in like 1 second of a commercial on SEC Network with my dog, and I got to watch that all the time. Like, I could tell my wife, Pam, come here. The commercial's on. I'd pause it. Yeah. So I get it. No, I appreciate it. It's good meeting you. And you guys have a good trip if I don't talk to you in December.
I think I might have to get on the Magic for Less, talk to you about that for
Absolutely.
Our next trip.
I'd love to help you out. I'd take care of you personally. I'd appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too. Nice meeting you. Bye-bye. All right. 407-413-9395. Love meeting new listeners. 2 first-time callers tonight. God, love this stuff. Thanks for taking the time to listen. Thanks for taking the time to call. And if you don't know, if you're one of our new listeners, we used to do these once a month. Way back in the day, we had a radio station and we did these calls. All right, we have a next caller, and I believe it is Eric. Eric, you on the line?
How you doing, Mike?
You're not a first time, long time. You're a long time, right? Something like that.
I'm getting old.
What's going on?
Like 47. I just turned 47. It's terrible.
Hey, that's
what I hurt my back picking up a sock the other day.
Dude, look,
so you're getting old.
I'm saying I'm 47 in a month, so I get it. I know where you're coming from.
Yeah. Anyway, I was mentioning in the chat 2 things. First, Writer's Stop, which was all the way in the back of Hollywood Studios. I liked it because, first, I'm a librarian. I'm a school librarian, so it kind of worked for me.
Yes.
But I can also understand why it went away, because Disney doesn't want like a little cafe where you can sit down, open up a book, and stay for an hour.
Right.
They kind of want you in and out. And people would walk in and they didn't know if the books were for sale or if they weren't. So I kind of understand that. It's that Disney doesn't close restaurants unless they're either terrible, or they just somehow the theme doesn't work for the area, for the throughput. Because if you can't make money selling to a theme park, selling food at a theme park, you shouldn't be in business, really.
So, yeah, I mean, because you have a captive audience, and I mean, people are you have X amount of places you can dine. You're not going to leave. Yeah, you're right. You should be able to make money.
And places that maybe aren't making as much money are in Epcot, and they're controlled largely by the countries. Mm-hmm. Like the China Nine Dragons is owned by China, and the restaurant Marrakesh is I believe owned by Morocco. So those stay partly because they want to give people an idea of what the food tastes like if they go to their country. Mm-hmm. But so the one that I missed is one that I missed for a sentimental reason, not because it was very good. I really miss Alfredo's.
Same.
And that's because the food was fine. The Alfredo sauce was okay, which is surprising for a place called Alfredo's. You think they'd really nail that. But what we used to do back in the day when it was open, we used to eat there, and we would get like the last reservation. And then we would walk all the way from the back of Epcot,
Yes.
all the way up front, as slow as possible, with almost nobody in the park. Back in 2000, we shut the restaurant down, and we were there so late, and I kind of felt bad for the servers afterwards, that they were starting to do rehearsals on the American Adventure stage. And they had to, they still had the lights, the show lights on all throughout the place. And they were escorting us out. And I see, janitors out there washing the streets. And we realized that they had to keep the show lights on because there were still like 2 guests in the park.
You were
they
causing
had a
them
person come.
It was all because of you. They had a big electricity bill the next month.
they had a person come and walk us out.
Yes, I've
there
seen
was someone who said, You've got to keep walking. You've got to keep walking. And we're like, can we take a quick picture here? Yes, but after that, keep walking.
Yeah, I want to go home.
That was back before they had digital cameras. We didn't take a ton, but I have this great picture. Maybe I'll post in the Discord of my friend by a street lamp in the England part of in the England part of World Showcase, and there's nobody there, which was unheard of all the way back then.
You know what, too? That brings up a good memory for me, like walking out of World Showcase, walking out of Epcot late at night, and you're dragging your feet to really be one of the last ones out. The thing I really enjoyed was if you were leaving Epcot and you were one of the last, and this is gone now, of course, is that fiber optic pavement up by a Spaceship Earth.
Yeah, that was so cool.
When there weren't a million people around, it was so awesome just to see it. Like at night as you're leaving the park, I miss that.
Right.
Wish they'd bring that back.
Yeah, it's probably all chopped up now, though.
Yeah, it probably is. Like
they'll start adding little things like that again soon. Once we're back to normal, the little details will begin to slip back into the park that aren't there now. I don't think Disney is a place that will completely cut everything and not bring something back.
True.
Because they know that it's these little touches that really make it a special place.
Well, Madison in the chat, I don't know if you saw it, but she says she loves how Baseline, which is now where Rider Stop was, has lots of little nods to the Rider Stop, and it says they clearly knew people loved that place even if it had to go. So now, have you been to Baseline since it's?
I have not. I haven't been to Baseline at all. So I think maybe I have to stop in there sometime.
I haven't been in there yet either. I got to get in. Everybody raves about it, but I'm not a beer guy. I don't drink beer. So, and I'm not a charcuterie guy either. Okay. I just got myself. Okay. I don't do.
I didn't know that's what they serve. Now I
think it's it's like small plates is what they say. But like I'd rather go to Mama Melrose and get a big old thing of lasagna. That's me. But
oh, gotcha. That sounds nice. Baseline. I think we're opposite when it comes to food. A little plate where I can sample a whole bunch of different things sounds like really good. So maybe I'll try it. There are 2 things about dining though. I love to get either the last seating of the day or the first seating of the day. So you're in the park before everyone's there, or at the end when nobody's there and you're walking out at night. Yep. But as I've gotten older, the people that I go with are kind of like, I really don't want to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to make it to breakfast at Tony's, or I don't want to, stay up until 11 o'clock at night, or at Epcot sometimes, 12 o'clock at night, because we're old now.
I just
we
mentioned,
have to get our beauty rest.
I'm gonna be 47. I got to eat dinner at like 4:30. Because I get up so early now. So yeah, I could do the first breakfast, but I can't. When people talk, like Pam Forrester said, she was on vacation last month. That they were staying at where were they? Boulder Ridge, I think, over at Wilderness Lodge, and they couldn't find any place to eat, so they ended up eating at 10:50 at night at California Grill. I'm like, dude, that's almost breakfast for me. That's so late. So yeah, that was ridiculous. I don't know how you do that.
Yeah,
I've been asleep for an hour.
Yeah, right.
It's crazy.
All right, you have a good night. Okay.
You too, Eric. You take care. I'll talk to you soon. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, 407-413-9395. What about the Rider Stop? So let me ask you this question, because we have a few minutes left here on the show. Would you get rid of Baseline Tap House, though, to bring back Rider Stop? Or, again, in the studio's got a lot of this now that I think about it. What about, somebody mentioned it earlier in the live chat, what about Starring Rolls? Starring Rolls is gone, and this place was beloved, even though it didn't have much. It had sandwiches. I had a couple good sandwiches there. I had a Black Forest ham sandwich one time. It's super tall, but would you get rid of Baseline to bring back Rider Stop? I don't know. What do you think? All right, next caller. Who's joining us?
Hey, Mike, it's Marlessa. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. What's going on with you?
So I've been trying to think of your restaurant question, but I'm kind of like you. It's definitely easier to think of rides that I either experienced and aren't there, or that I never experienced.
Yeah.
So I'm a little stumped on that, but I will say, as a big fan of Sebastian's Bistro, I'm always singing his praise in the Discord, and I miss it. I am glad that Shutters closed so Sebastian's could exist. Even though I didn't go to Shutters, I'm very happy to have Sebastian. So I will say that.
And the thing about Shutters is I don't think anybody's really missing Shutters. I think that was an easy closure, but it wasn't. I don't know. I think nostalgia, though, like you look back on things, you're like, it wasn't as bad as people said. I think I got kind of a little bit of that going on.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, hypothetically, if that had been my first restaurant, right? Like, I'm sure, like, even if I didn't like it, because I think, like, we all get like that with certain things, like, even with certain Disney rides, even, like, if we had a certain ride that maybe as an adult we don't like as much, but it's still that nostalgia.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I know I've told you this, but I am, set for 50th anniversary.
Nice.
Kind of excited, but scared. It was kind of, I really wasn't necessarily thinking about it. I was kind of had in the back of my head, like, oh, maybe it'll be nice to be there. But then I don't know. I just was like, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to be there for the 50th. And I got excited. And then I started thinking, wait a minute, it's going to be probably a little crazy, but hopefully the good kind of crazy. Because if they're still doing maybe limited capacity, I don't know. Because I mean, obviously we still have the park reservations. So I am wondering how long they will keep those, or maybe how long until fast passes come back. It's getting me starting to think about those kinds of guesses. I mean, we don't have answers to that, but I'm kind of like, what do you think? Like in 2021, do you think the park passes will go away or fast passes will come back?
I mean, if I had to guess, I mean, I've been thinking about this a lot because of course that's what I do all day. But the thing is, Disney at this point has to book things and approach things for, 2021 or 2021 at the most restrictive policy possible that we're at right now, right? Because the thing is, you can only go one way. They're not going to want to get more restrictive on bookings, but they can loosen things up as things improve. Now, I don't think we're going to improve anytime in the immediate future, but I would say by, God willing, who knows, but God willing, by next summer, next fall, things have turned the corner, right? And we're getting back more to a normal vacation where, if you have these theme park reservations and then the system, then that we don't need that anymore because we have 100% capacity. We don't need the masks. People can go, we can park hop. The thing is, you're not out anything. Say you have a Magic Kingdom, park reservation for October 1st. And all of a sudden in June, Disney says, hey, we don't need theme park reservations anymore. Just, let's get back to normal. You're not out anything. You can still go to Magic Kingdom on October 1st. But right now, here's the thing.
Right.
It's almost like a lottery ticket. Like you buy a lottery ticket for $1, you have a dream for like 5 days, right? That you're going to be a millionaire on Wednesday or whatever. For a $200 deposit right now, you're guaranteed to be able to be at Walt Disney World. And right now you're guaranteed to be in that theme park you want to celebrate the 50th with. $200 deposit, and you have that, and it's fully refundable till a month before. So, if you're the thing is, I'm not trying to sell it, but I'm just saying as a Disney fan, that's not a huge investment to guarantee this very, very unique experience that I'm sure you want to have. And if you change your mind come March, April, you're not out anything. Just cancel, get your money back, and no worries. But I don't want anybody getting shut out because I know we our community is all big Disney fans, and we all want to be there. So,
right. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm also excited because it's my first solo trip, because I just kind of I didn't ask my boyfriend and friends, just like, what, I know I want to do this. I'll book it. If someone wants to join me, great. If not, I know a bunch of my fellow Disney fans and Blizzards and will be there too. So, so I'm going to do Caribbean Beach again. But yeah, I'm excited. And so I definitely agree with what you said of how, Disney definitely, they want to potentially give you, I think, better news in the future, and but like not kind of take something away. And I think they do that with a lot of things, like kind of what you're saying of how they'd rather start at the lower capacity and then potentially open up. And I think that's similar to how a lot of times in the park we'll see maybe sometimes with the wait times, they almost overestimate. Because I mean, I think most people would agree. Like I would much rather see a wait time of 50 minutes and then it'd actually be 20 minutes in the reverse, like, because it's kind of like a nice surprise. And I think it is smart that they do that. I know sometimes people get frustrated. I'm like, why would you get frustrated? It's a shorter wait time. I mean, I don't know, but yeah, so I'm definitely excited about that. I'm, obviously trying to peer pressure you and everybody else to get down there. I know Ricky will be down there for the 50th. But yeah, I mean, I know we don't have too much news either about what they're doing for the 50th. Like I've tried to, in my head, think of certain theories. Like, I don't know if we'll maybe see a return of a nighttime parade briefly, maybe certainly lots and lots of merchandise, but I wonder if aside from that, what
and see,
maybe she's funny.
I hope it's not that, because I'm not a merchandise guy. You know what I'm saying? Like I go for the
Yeah.
experiences. I don't want to go to buy stuff. And I know people do, and there's nothing wrong with that, but the vacations are expensive enough. I just go down for the experience. I might want to buy like a mug or a pin, but I don't want to go down to buy stuff. I want to have fun.
Oh, I guess. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm with you with that. Like I'll definitely, I think, get something just to kind of like mark the occasion and have it with me. But I think especially because like, kind of like you said before, like, I mean, I'm sure that there will be people there, maybe their first time, they're not necessarily aware that it happens to be the 50th anniversary. But for us, huge Disney fans, like we're going down there deliberately. So I kind of hope that, Disney recognizes that by kind of having certain experiences tailored to people that are lifelong Disney fans, like whether you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, whatever, like maybe something special, like a little throwback to maybe maybe there's like older music playing, maybe again, like a nighttime parade that hasn't been around for years, stuff like that, that will really make that, experience special. Like, hey, we see you, we get you, we know you love Disney, and we're glad you're here for 50 years.
No, that's smart, because they did that at Epcot. They brought back, at night, they even had they did illuminations with with the tag with all the old Future World, like Kitchen Cabaret and Food Rocks and the old Spaceship Earth stuff and Horizons, that kind of background loop. And then people went insane, So what if they brought back, some kind of like music from Mr. Toad or, the stuff that has been there, and that, because that stuff, they could do that. They have the time now to put that together. And like you said, the normal guest who just happens, like, I didn't know I was here for the 50th. They would have no idea, like, what's this all about? But people like us, the Disney nerds, man, we'd be like, yes, I need that on a CD. Not a CD. I need a digital download. That's how old I am. But yeah,
yes.
Who knows?
But I'll tell you something. Like I have an iPhone and all that, but I still have like an old school iPod that I like, especially for like airplane flights. And I actually may have told you before, like I like having like the old school like iPod, because I kind of feel like sometimes like having that vacation from my like more modern technology and just like having my music, my podcast. So I'm trying to make you feel less old, basically.
No, I have three. I have three iPods. I have the original Nano. I have a Shuffle, and I have the 80 gig. It was the thick one. It was the big dude. I mean, 80 gig. This thing, I didn't fill it, obviously, but every night that thing went with me everywhere, because I still remember I was a podcast geek, right? So I didn't have the show. I listened to podcasts. I'd plug that sucker into my computer every morning when I got up. And while I was in the shower, it would sync from iTunes back in the day. And then I would take it and listen to it on the way to work every day. Listen to WDW Today and Inside the Magic and all those shows, Netcot. And that was from back in the day, and had all my music on it. But well before streaming. God, what's cool about iPods, though, is if you go back and look at them, is that it's almost like a little time vault. You can see like, the podcast episodes I have on there from like 2005. In the music that was popular in 2005. They're all, nothing newer. It's so cool.
Or it's funny to go back to it and see, okay, this is my, because the iPods would have that playlist that was like the top 25 most played. And so I kind of look at it, I'm like, oh, this was my top 25 played. Okay, well, that's kind of funny. Or, sometimes it's music that you hate now, or sometimes you still love, or whatever. But because I love all I'm all about the old school music in general anyway. But so most of it's kind of same, but sometimes it's like, really, that song, Marlessa, what were you thinking?
I'm saying Britney Spears and Smash Mouth.
Well, Britney Spears and I have the same birthday, so I always like have this. One day, I always try. You'll notice when it's on Twitter. Like I always try to get her to tweet at me every year my birthday, and it's never happened. But one day she'll care. Like a little joke I do.
Funny.
Like, hey, happy birthday to me and Britney Spears.
Oh my gosh! All right, well, hey, we'll keep talking about the 50th here over the next year. We have time.
Yep, sounds good.
Right.
And I'll have to catch up on the right stuff. I only got the first episode in, but enjoying it.
Yep, I'm watching episode 3 after the show. I got to go check it out.
All right.
We're done. All right, take care, Melissa. Have a good week.
Talk
Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.
Oops, I did it again. All right, last call of the night. Let's get this call because they've been trying hard to get in. Hey, who's joining us? Hello, caller. Hello.
Hello?
Hello, it's Mike. Who's this?
Oh, hi. Am I on the show?
Yeah, you're on the show. What's going on?
Oh, I just wanted to let you know who did 9/11.
Oop, I couldn't hear him. We kept breaking up. All right. 407-413-9395. 407-413-9395. We have a couple more minutes here on the show if you want to call in. But yeah, the 50th is going to be something that we can discuss. I wish I could get that call. 55. Sorry about that. It was breaking up. I heard a baby crying, but I couldn't hear the caller. But yeah, we're gonna have plenty of time to talk about the 50th here in the next year, and I hope Disney looks to how they celebrated Epcot 35. If you remember that, they did that right because it was very fan centric, right? They played the old music that we love from extinct attractions. They really had a nod to the history of Epcot. Now, Walt Disney World, of course, I think it's going to, if I had a guest ask me this today, where's the celebration going to be centered? Is it going to be centered at Epcot? Because think about the Millennium. They celebrated that at Epcot was where the center of the whole celebration was. But if you think about it, the Magic Kingdom was the only park that was open on October 1st, 1971. So I'd imagine that'll be the hub, but it doesn't have the festival add-on space that Epcot has. So I don't know. So we can have that discussion next Sunday night. We'll get together at 7:00 Eastern, 6:00 Central. We could talk about it on the Discord. Just go to beourguestpodcast.com and click on the Discord tab there down on the right-hand side if you're on a desktop, or just scroll down if you're on mobile, and join the Discord because we have lots of conversations there each and every day. Lots of listeners. Also, you can become a patron of the show and get some extra content in your week. Just visit patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. And finally, book your next trip with us at the Magic for Less. I'd love to help you out and plan a great 50th anniversary celebration. Get you set up so you get those theme park reservations you want and you need, and you'll be squared away and you're dreaming just like me until October 1st, 2021, which seems like an eternity away, but it's less than a year. We're going to have a good time. So thank you so much for being a part of the show tonight. I love doing these call-ins. Thanks to everybody who gave us a call. Thanks to everybody who chatted with us in the chat. I love talking Disney with you. I'm so blessed to get to do the show because you guys are my peeps. We get to talk Disney. You're just like me. And we love this place. It's not perfect, but we sure love it. And we make great memories there. So don't forget too, December 5th, 2020, we're going to be at Give Kids the World Village. We're going to be live on the air right here from 2 to 8. Pam, Ricky, and I live from Give Kids the World. We'll be taking you around the Night of a Million Lights around the village and raising money for Give Kids the World. So put December 5th on your calendar. Either join us in person at the village down in Kissimmee or just tune in live here all around the world. All right, I'm going to get out of here and go watch episode 3 of The Right Stuff. I love space. I love that stuff. And I appreciate you guys carving out a little time here on your Sunday night. If you're tuned in on Thursday, thanks. Hope you're having a great week and you're going to get another show on Friday. So until we speak again, you guys stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon. Bye, everybody.